Hello and welcome to day number 20 for StarLadder Star Series, and we have got ourselves a very good game ahead, or a very good day even, because not just this game should be a treat for the eye, but also, for example, the game after this. It's a blockbuster of today, Fnatic taking on Empire, and I won't be casting all these matches by myself. I will be joined by Kawa. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hey you guys, what's up?
Welcome back, I should say.
Yeah, and hopefully this time I'll actually be able to cast a couple more than last time. It was just kind of like a one, and I was done, and I had to like
And
leave.
then
So
Call of Duty came in.
yeah,
Evil
well, it was League of
bastards.
Legends.
Oh,
but
even worse.
10 seconds.
Have you gotten
Exactly.
your own PC there yet, or not yet?
Right now I just have been tracking it in the mail, but my US PC just got here into Germany, so I'm waiting for that.
Okay.
So really
Pretty
excited
soon
for
then.
that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like going somewhere and then having to do without your own PC for a long time. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, it's
Um,
brutal.
but this game, before we actually comment on the draft, I have quickly to show the stats of the game of the standings so far. So Absolute Legends and 3D Clan. In theory, 3D Clan and Absolute Legends both have no chance anymore to go to Kiev, sadly. They still have to gain some extra points to make sure that they're not going to get eliminated from a StarLadder Star Series. And in general, I think these two teams are very even. So I'm just really curious to see how these two teams are going to be going up again together. Because 3D Clan, of course, their new lineup, first game today.
Yeah, the new lineup now is going to pretty much affect how they're going to be playing this one. The old 3D clan, like, a couple of days ago, played a little bit more of a semi-aggressive, more farm-oriented kind of style with the players that they had. But now that they adopted the players from Rox KIS, Rox KIS actually were really, really gank-heavy oriented and like just having a crazy snowball mid-game. So maybe that's going to carry over to 3D Clan right now.
I hope
Not
so.
entirely sure. Not entirely sure, but it'll be interesting.
I hope so, because we of course know Rox KS from the Lifestealer Alchemist blinking around combination, which was very enjoyable to watch. Though it was Steliano that played the Alchemist and Basil's that played the Lifestealer then, and they only got one of the combinations. So who knows what we're gonna see here. We are gonna see a Keeper of Light. He made it through because it was the Darkseer that got banned out by AL together with the Wisp, and 3D Clan they banned out the Nyx and the Bat. Not really surprising on that account. Magnus and Luna were the pickups for 3D Clan. A very early pickup on a Luna, especially lately, since I'm not really classing her anymore as that early of a pickup. I mean, normally she doesn't even get banned because there's just other priorities for carries to get banned. And they also pick up an early Brewmaster. Absolute Legends picking up Rubik and Queen of Pain. That's all quite standard, but what do you make of this?
Right now, the Luna is going to have a little bit more of an effect, like in the early game. In terms of carry, she's able to dish out way more damage with her Lunar Blessing, as well as just the Lucent Beam in general. She's going to be able to dish out all that damage, as well as Magnus when they're trying to get to, the first nighttime, the mid-game, once it all starts happening. She actually is really, really good. But then you have the Brewmaster. And Brewmaster here is pretty much going to be needing his Blink Dagger before he goes in and tries to do any form of, kind of harassment. And in the meantime, he's going to be just trying to stay alive, farm that up, and then if things go awry, he's going to be able to, use the Primal Split, be able to escape parry situations, and then eventually, once he gets that core, he'll be able to kind of go on the offensive. But Absolute Legends is a team that isn't necessarily offensive. They actually play very, very defensive, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up one of their signature heroes like a hard carry, anti-mage being one of those.
Yeah, definitely Unicorn plays that quite often indeed. I mean, it's quite easy for the teams to ban out heroes, because as you can see, one bans out supports, the other bans out carry. Is very simple, because one doesn't have a carry yet, and the other one doesn't have support yet. They didn't ban the anti-mage out that you said. They're still also in the pool. I'm forgetting someone. I don't mean the Faceless Void. Don't mean the three that got banned out. Which carry are we missing? We're missing one. I think
Oh.
it's one.
In terms of what's popular, we've been seeing
Yeah.
for CIS, they've been actually running Weaver quite a bit as offlane, but he's not necessarily the most effective of carries at this point. But there's just something to watch out for because he pops up every now and again. So
True. Are you thinking we're gonna see an aggressive trialing from Absolute Legends? They've got a Keeper of Light in the Rubik. It's definitely possible. Queen of Pain mid and a
Yes.
safe lane solo.
Yeah, they would need a follow-up because the Rubik's going to be great at setting that up with the Illuminate to back
the
it up.
gyrocopter, that's the one I missed.
Oh yeah, Gyro's still in there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Absolute Legends would go for that. They still occasionally like go for him. Not as much though. Like I said, they would pretty much want to run him possibly defensive, maybe as a support, but I don't really feel that would be the best way to use him in this instance. But you know, hopefully we'll see. But like you said, he's still in there. He'll definitely be able to be used really effectively in the mid game for just taking care of, you know, all of the damage inside of the lane, just in case they get any summons. Just blow them up with flat cannon. So that's still there, and they actually pick up a Furion.
Yeah, the pushing power of Absolute Legends is starting to look pretty solid. Split push as well, of course, with the Coddle and the Nature's Prophet. Could be a solo lane Nature's Prophet. And we have actually seen safe lane Nature's Prophet quite often as well, and it just means that Absolute Legends is going to be a lot more mobile. For 3D Clan, like we already said, they need support. They pick up the Disruptor as their first one. We're probably going to see the Brewmaster or the Magnus mid, and the other one, the off lane, Luna, on the safe lane. Because I'm not really sure that Luna and Disruptor can be making into a solid aggressive tri-lane, especially not without a Bane or a Shadow Demon, without really being there to set things up. And there are still the Faces Void.
Ah, yes, the hard carry. Was expecting at least one, and there he is. So, Faceless Void is going to be showing himself actually pretty good so far. They're going to be able to dish out a lot of damage early on while the Faceless Void is going to be just farming. This is pretty typical of Absolute Legends. They're going to be just kind of going into 4v5 situations, and with their lineup, they can pretty much do it while the Faceless is farming. The four of them on AL are just going to be able to go around, just try and take team fights and push down towers early. And then also you've got a backup plan with the Furion to just split push. So that's definitely an option for Absolute Legends here. We're just waiting for the last pick of 3D.
Yeah, I think Absolute Legends lineup is quite a cookie cutter, I believe that's the saying. Just standard safe lane for the Face Void to farm, mid-game aggression from the Queen of Pain and Nature's Prophet to be anywhere where he's needed, and just also having someone in the jungle. I'm actually thinking a safe lane, tri-lane with the lineup that they have right now, and then just leave the bottom lane open, unless Nature's Prophet feels comfortable enough to really do something there. 3D Clan, I actually think that if they're, I think they're gonna go for a safe lane, so why not pick up a Channeler, or Enchantress, or even an Enigma to have some more team fight. They have already got a lot of team fight with the reverse polarity, with the Brewmaster split, and the Eclipse, of course, as well, and, you know, Disruptor combination if you get it off with the Kinetic Field and the Static Storm. But a Black Hole, I would like to see that as well. And then at some point we might just see 3D Clan just go full out 5-man mid push.
Yeah, the early initiation of 3D Clan is a little bit minimal. They have to wait for Magnus to get his Blink Dagger and RP in order to actually see some very, very definitive, very good team fight coming out from them. And until that point, they kind of have to rely on Disruptor's Glimpse in order to get a unit out of position and then just kind of womp on them. So yeah, support like that, like you were mentioning, Enigma would be pretty solid, or any other that's going to be able to help out with just stunning. Unfortunately, Shadow Demon, which I thought was going to be picked up, is out of the pool, and the final pick is going to be Sand King.
So he does have some of my team fight, but he also has some of your stuns, indeed. A solid stun at that. Again, a safe lane hero, though, I would say. Safe lane support-ish hero. And no real jungle hero out of 3D Clan, so they're going to be behind a bit by that one. At least, depending on how much farm Miko gets in the jungle.
Did you want to check to see if the audio right now is actually working for me? Because I have enable open mic on. I don't know if people can hear.
Well, then we have to ask people from the Dota TV. If you are listening to us in Dota TV, I would kindly ask you to pop into the channel on the twitch.tv/SheeverGaming chat channel and just say, audio is working, or audio sucks, or, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble with audio here, just trying to work with it in Dota TV. Like the headsets downstairs will not work, so I'm just casting from inside the office right now.
Aren't you also always casting from inside the office, or you're just having, or you're not in a studio, you mean?
Well, let's see. There's like an office building, and then there's another building that's connected to this building that's more for like the arena, the studios where we kind of cast everything with all the professional equipment. So yeah, the ones downstairs with all the professional equipment for some reason don't really work well with Dota TV, so it sounds like I'm in a hurricane every time I try to cast, so that doesn't really work.
So you're basically at just at your work PC where you normally do only text kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least now you have Dota installed on that one.
Yeah.
And you have a good excuse to have that too, like if someone asks. Like I
much.
had to have it because I cast Dota here.
Hey you guys,
And I
yeah,
can play directly.
I'd like to do that paperwork, but I mean I'm playing right now. This is AR, so
Just one more game, guys. I have to end with a win. Yeah, that works. Let's see who's playing what. I'll go over 3D Clan. We have got Solo playing the Sand King. Dread will be playing his Disruptor. StarLadder on the Brewmaster. Nexus will be playing the Luna, and that will leave Seedoy on the Magnus. So that leads me to believe that Seedoy will be going on the hard lane. On the long lane solo, as Seedoy normally does, and StarLadder normally the solo mid. Though that was only the case in the, of course, in the previous team. So I'm kind of curious to see if they're doing the same thing. But I think we can kind of accept that Brewmaster is indeed solo mid, as he is going for a fast bottle, and then just have a safe try lane for the bottom lane.
Yep, and up in the top lane right now on Absolute Legends, we have Miracle playing the Queen of Pain. Unicorn as the Faceless Void. Keeper of the Light is being played by Synderen currently. We also have Mania going to be playing that Rubik. And finally, actually missed him, Furion still inside of the fountain as Miguel.
Yep. And of course, Synderen, he stands in for Rise, who is, I don't know, he's been away for quite a bit, but he is still a solid member of Absolute Legends, so all the Rise fans, I don't think they have to worry about him being replaced.
So already wards going down right here inside of the bottom lane, looking to just be aggressive on that. And a pretty solid trialing coming out here from 3D. The sure stun coming out from Sand King is going to be extremely brutal, but he's going to have to be careful because as you level up Burrow Strike, the cast range of it is very, very small. So as kind of an initiative tool, it's not the best until you get into the later levels. And then also, just to escape, it's going to be tough. So he's going to have to make absolutely sure that he gets like the perfect Burrow Strike.
Yeah, like you said, maybe at level 3 he'll be able to get a good initiation going, but when he has at level 2 Burrow Strike, but before that it will be tough. He'll be needing a lot of help from his teammates. Of course, a loosened beam with that is quite nice to have, because it has got that mini stun, and it might just make the difference between getting a stun or not. In the meantime, on mid lane, I think Miracle's going to be having a decent time. StarLadder is, of course, fairly tanky. He just wants to get his bottle, but he can't really do too much against the Queen of Pain. It's very tough to deal with. And he might actually go down here. Wow, this is First Blood. One more hit. Boom. No. Oh, what? Yeah, he used the cell for that as well. Okay, never mind me. It's only level 1 Shadow Strike. That's why you see sometimes normally people picking up level 2 of that, so you can't heal anymore with a Tango. Jeez.
That is too bad, he had to waste it, but even still he was able to stay alive for it during each one of the procs, so bravo to StarLadder for being able to stay in it, but like you said, the lane is going to be really, really hard for him. He's going to be trying to make things happen, but honestly, Queen of Pain is just going to be having her way in this lane, because she's just so brutal against melee heroes, just in general.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Queen of Pain can stand her ground against basically any lane that she's on. Maybe Batrider she'll have some difficulties with, and of course, the Puck is an escape artist also for Queen of Pain's abilities, but a Brewmaster, she should not have any issues with that one, and we see that also, even though she's only got 3 last hits, and there's also 3 in the Brewmaster, so I'm quite surprised to see that. Miracle maybe giving a bit of favor for harassing rather than taking last hits, which is quite surprising.
We're probably going to be seeing a little bit more roaming, or at least shifting coming out of 3D right now, because AAL just absolutely abandoned the bottom lane. So just to kind of circumvent all the level advantages that are going to be coming out for them, maybe going to be trying to shift a little bit, put a little bit more aggression up in the top lane, because really Magnus right here is going to be relying on those early levels, and he's not going to get it. He's only at level 2, so probably just going to be pushing down this tower here for the time being, and then we'll start to see a little bit more action happen in that regard. But currently right now 3D in the bottom lane doing pretty well to get down this tier 1.
Yeah, we're probably also gonna see with the gank. Because I'm then expecting a gank from Dread and from Solo, as you said. But a gank up on a Queen of Pain is, of course, a tough thing to do. Maybe with a glimpse it's possible, of course, just glimpse her back after she blinked away. That will be possible, but it's still not an easy target to gank, and maybe indeed on the top lane there are still supports, and we actually have a rotation coming, and it's Synderen that is gonna try to save his tower a bit and gets a lot of harassment in on Nexus as well. Solo. And Solo already gave his health to his teammate.
Middle lane.
First blood. StarLadder can't do anything. Or can he? He still has 3 bottle charges trying to get his HP up, but I don't think he can. First blood goes to Miracle. He tried to get his HP up and Miguel's still bashing on him. And the bottle charge is going through. But that was a TP in from Miracle. Or from Miguel, and just getting that first blood on the lane. That was already Miracles to begin with, I would say.
Yeah, long and painful chase. No pun intended. Miracle picks that up. So already looking at a very, very strong advantage here for him inside the middle lane. So Furion just being harassing as usual. Going to be picking up his Midas relatively soon. Looking pretty good in that regard. And
Bottom
Synderen.
lane. Synderen in trouble. Gets himself a gets himself a death. One more hit. Boom. Dread picking up the kill.
Yeah, just kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit, and Dread made him pay for that one. So that's going to be him going down, Dread with the kill. And still, it's looking like they're going to be able to pretty much take this tier 1 pretty convincingly. So unfortunately, AL is going to have to try and prevent that from happening, but they're more focused on getting Unicorn fed up here. And, you know, Sadoy is right here just trying to do as much work as he can at level 3. So he's just finding levels where he can, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, when he gets his level 6, that might be giving a change of pace for 3D Clan, because I think that if this game lasts long enough, I mean, a Faceless Void is still a Faceless Void, and he should be able to take the game. In theory, of course, it all depends on the positioning as well for 3D Clan, but yeah, when he gets level 6, his reverse polarity will definitely make a difference. For now, Absolute Legends, I think they got what they want. They might have gotten a loss on the Keeper of Light bottom lane. I mean, okay, tough luck happens. But they won the mid lane. They have the Faceless Void free farming, and he is higher up on the last hits than the Luna is. And I think they're pretty confident the way the game is going right now.
Synderen is actually being allowed to kind of... Oh, Solo is going to try and get a kill on him here with the burrow, but it's not going to be able to reach. But I was going to say Synderen still getting those levels, and that's going to be really good, especially for his global presence in the map with the recall. Going to be able to bring heroes in whenever he needs to just get pushing done or whenever there's a threat. He'll be able to do that pretty convincingly here. So he's just kind of being left alone, which is good. Inside of middle lane, StarLadder. Oh, he's getting ganked right now. There's Furion. Miguel also coming in with the blink, and he's just whiffing there with the sprout.
Maybe they're still gonna try. Shout hits, actually. There's no level 6 yet up on either of those. If there, well, then now there is, but there's no mana actually for the Queen of Pain. But if there was a level 6 up on Miguel, that would have been a kill. But unfortunately for him, no can do. And StarLadder, he has to go back to base, so misses a bit of experience and gold. But I think he's happy with his life.
Yep, for the most part. Bottom lane, Solo taking tower hits once again, but still, that tier 1 tower still stands, and Synderen's just waiting patiently. Waiting patiently for something to happen, or at the very least, maybe he's going to be stacking Ancients, though he missed it currently, since it's 608, so just waiting for him to kind of have a little bit more of a role here. He's kind of just looking to solo, though, and I wouldn't blame that, because he really needs to get that level 6.
Yeah, but Solo, he's just been forced away, and he has to just walk back. Doesn't have a self or anything. Just has to walk back. Luna, in the meantime, she's got herself some Tranquil Boots, so she took some harassment earlier on from the Illuminate as well, and actually had to go back to base and then TP'd back to farm. But with the Tranquil Boots, she will actually be able to stay on the lane, regardless of a Keeper of the Light spamming Illuminates or not. Miracle level 7 already. StarLadder level 6 though. We might see something happening here. We do have a TP incoming also for Solo, with also Synderen coming in, giving some extra mana to Miracle, who's now got a full bottle again as well. So they might be looking to achieve something. Solo, what you gonna do there? Gonna look for that burrow strike, and it hits, and Miracle is gonna go down. Solo, I really didn't think he was able to get that far in, but it's nighttime and the vision is just not there, and Solo was able to get that burrow strike up and gets himself a level with that as well.
Yeah, they have absolutely no vision on the side of the Radiant right now. So AL right here really going to be needing to be careful with that, or at the very least put a couple more wards down. I mean, Synderen here actually has some in his stash, so he's going to be able to start doing that, especially after that gank. But now they're starting to realize, oh, we're going to need a little bit more control of this right now, because that shouldn't have happened. Really, Queen of Pain shouldn't have died there. So Miracle just going to TP back in mid. And Synderen still in search of levels, not going to find it quite yet.
Nope, he's level 4. If you look at the level difference, the two supports of Absolute Legends are both level 4. I like
Top
this.
lane.
Oh, top lane. It's Chronosphere. Oh, Magnus.
Radiant's top tower is under
Well, that was the first kill for Unicorn. So a kill, of course, that you would expect to happen when there is a level 6 up on the Faceless Void. And there was a kill for Synderen. He went down. And I think that Brewmaster uses ulti for that. Yes, he did. StarLadder gets his first kill as well with that.
is under attack.
So two heroes that are normally known for using their ulti the moment it gets up. Used it and both get a kill. Of course the difference is one is the Faceless Void, the other one is a Panda, but still.
Yeah, pretty good timing to do it too. Once it goes up, gonna immediately use it, and now he's gonna have to wait a little bit longer, 2 minutes now at least, for that next primal split. So Brewmaster just gonna go back, pretty happy with that, and just continue working for his Blink Dagger. I thought Queen or Miracle here was gonna try and set something up in the bottom lane, but 3D just playing pretty smart, not being over aggressive or anything on that tier 1 tower. They just kind of go back to their own devices, continue farming, and right now Solo actually pretty close to getting level 6 himself, so doing pretty good in that regard.
And then the reverse polarities can start coming. Mania is a player who has a signature hero for a long time, for Sand King.
Middle
And look what
lane.
he stole! He stole the Burrow Strike, and he was able to kill the Sand King with it. That was a setup. It took a bit longer. He was a bit faster, but I do like it. Like when I just got into Dota, which was last year, there were 2011. Oh, Gloom's back. Hello, Synderen. Into the kinetic field. I think you're gonna die. Yep. Next is getting the kill. But yeah, when I just got into Dota, I watched Mania stream, and he was playing Sand King a lot, and I like seeing him as a Sand King. And now he can't be a Sand King, but he picked up a Burrow Strike. This is the next best thing.
Exactly. So he's still going to be able to, you know, get into position to try and set up some ganks. So it's the next best thing if you can't get your signature hero. So unfortunately, Synderen there once again kind of getting away another kill in the bottom lane, continuously kind of feeding into Logitech here. Or Nexus. It's just going to be kind of painful to just continue doing that, and we're seeing a little bit more pressure coming out from 3D into the bottom lane.
Yeah, they still really don't want to lose their tower. And I mean, who can blame them? They're one tower ahead right now, so an equal that you can deny your opponents. Why not? In the meantime, Nexus has managed to finish up his what's it called, drums. They're in the courier right now. So he'll have that. He is still not doing that well on the net worth though. I can't really say that actually, because of course the courier doesn't count. We'll see that when he comes back.
Yeah, I accidentally called him Logitech, but no, it is actually Nexus. I was like, oh god.
It's a
I hate it when that
sponsor.
happens.
But sometimes like teams regardless have their own names just hidden in between sponsor and team names. It's confusing. It can be very confusing. We're gonna see the two supports. They're actually playing pretty ballsy for supports on the aggressive on an aggressive duo support lane. And Synderen, of course, with that Illuminate feeling quite safe for now, and the Burrow Strike being there as well to help out. In the meantime, Solo gets himself level 5, so almost level 6, half level away. Talking about level 6 and heroes that could use that for big ultis, Magnus, reverse polarity up.
Oh, that could be happening very soon. Also, the Primal Split is available for Stallioner inside of the middle lane, so he's just going to play around with that DD, which is about to wear off in Miracle here. Just going to kind of do a little bit of a dance, unfortunately, and still just not a whole lot of commitment from both teams quite yet. Miracle taking a lot of damage right there inside of the middle lane, but just waiting for them to try and commit to like one lane or two, trying to see which tower they're going to try and take. And honestly, it's kind of up to 3D right now. They have a lot of AoE from their team, a lot of initiation that is available to them right now, but they're just going to wait, I think, just a little bit longer, because Brewmaster here 100 away from getting that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, and I think when he gets his blink and when the Sand King is level 6, they can't sit around and wait anymore. They have to try and do something. So maybe we're gonna see a 5-man push to at least get all the towers down, get that advantage, and then hopefully for them the Faceless Void is not too farmed for them to take on, because of course that will still be a pretty dangerous hero to be taken on. Look at that! One Illuminate, one Nature's Wrath, and Solo is in a weird position, and he is gonna die. Hello, Miracle, Sonic Wave. Oh, Chronosphere will stop Luna from TPing out Unicorn, leaving his lane, and gets himself a kill.
Nice little response.
It looked like a blind Chrono, but I don't think it was anymore. But yeah, great response. And still, Absolute Legends, they really don't want to lose that tower.
No, they don't, and they're actually going to take the tier 1 in the bottom lane with the kills on top of it. So right now at a really good advantage after that fight. AL's looking to kind of clean up the bottom lane here, which is really, really good for them. They need this momentum, and they need to continue doing it right now while the Faceless Void, while Unicorn's going to be able to get up some of those core items again. And in middle...
Oh, Mania. I think Mania is gonna drop out. Using a split to pick up one support, I mean, oh wow, if I was gonna say if he doesn't get him, that's a bit bad, but he should be able to get him. It is a support after all. The stun goes off and the Immolation Aura helps out as well. But using one... Oh, Stellianer. He might still be in some trouble. Bashes is all it takes. Unicorn. Ah, there goes.
And there it is.
Still lucky. Stellianer trying to run, doesn't have mana for his blink, and will go down. And he just gave his life for a support Rubik just to show off that he had a blink dagger. Not worth it. We might still see a kill up on Miguel though. Solo and Dread hanging around. To Kinetic Field, Static Storm, another ulti kill from Nexus, so they get that kill. But again, another ulti used for that one. 2 ultis on the sideline for 3D Clan, and I mean they still have the reverse polarity on the clips and the Echo Slam or Epicenter, I should say. Also, but oh.
Oh, nearly getting him. Very, very close. Yeah. So Solo almost was able to. They're going to try and take out the tier 1 in the bottom lane, but I don't think that AL is going to be letting that go that easily.
Well, 72 HP, they're just going to deny it, so it'll be Synderen.
Yeah.
The long-awaited tower for 3D Clan. And he's just waiting to see if they're going to come, maybe trying to see if they're going to waste some extra time on that bottom lane. I think as soon as he realizes there's only one, he will just land that last hit to deny it, but maybe not even. Maybe not even. Mid lane is the place where most of 3D Clan went, too.
Yeah, it's looking like they're waiting to try something inside of the middle lane, so, I mean, I don't know. It's still the Primal Split's on cooldown. I don't know if they're going to want to try and do anything with that quite yet. Stallion needs a little bit more time for that, but still the Blink Dagger's up, so if he wants to blink in and do a Thunderclap, that's going to do a massive amount of damage, especially to the supports, which are very, very squishy for AL right now, so they're going to want to just wait for that. We see actually Luna coming in here. Oh, going to be trying to pick up Mania in the bottom lane.
And Glimpse back on the Queen of Pain inside the Kinetic Field. It's gonna be a Miracle that goes down first. Mania still alive, still sends Nexus on his way with Fate Bolt, but it's the Queen of Pain that drops. Disruptor pick up the kill. That's 5 heroes mid for 3D Clan. And only getting a Queen of Pain kill and not even, still no tower. I mean, yeah, they got a tower, but that was denied, so that doesn't really count in my eyes.
Yeah, still, and right now Unicorn kind of taking advantage of just how much pressure 3D is trying to put inside of the middle lane. He was just farming up constantly, just uncontested. And right now his farm is looking really, really solid, like he's at 100 pretty much. Following pretty closely to Luna, which is very, very good, but right now he's got his mom, he's got the Ogre Club already to just continue to build up what is either going to be an Ags or a BKB. And judging by how things are looking for 3D, I'm not entirely sure which he's going to choose first. In my opinion, I think the Ags would be pretty good, especially since he's farming so well. But, you know, this is AL. Like I said, they do like to play defensively, so Unicorn here may want to do that just in case. Oh, inside of middle, though.
Yeah, Miracle gonna go down for the second time. It's gonna be Mania that gets picked up as well. Glimpse back on the Faceless Void, who just TP'd in there, so he's not gonna be of any issue for this fight. Can they get Synderen, or can they finally get themselves a tower? I think it's gonna be a tower. Ooh, Synderen, he's gonna call someone to him, and it's gonna be the Faceless Void, I would think. Here comes Unicorn again. He has a Chronosphere up. How many can he get? It's 2! He picks up Seedoy and Dread. Can they take him down? Eclipse going through as well. That is why you would need actually a BKB Burrow Strike, and he goes down. Reverse Polarity hits on 3. It is Synderen that goes down with the ship. Miracle able to blink himself out, because otherwise he would have died for the second time there. Miguel on the Shadow Blade just seeing if he can still do something, but he's out of mana, can't do anything. Glimpse back on the just TP'd in Mania because he can, and that's gonna be 3D backing off with a fight in their pocket and killing off Unicorn. It's great, but they still don't get the tower.
Yeah, just not being able to pick up Stallioner in that fight really cost him his life, honestly. He was immediately able to throw out the level 1 of Drunken Haze, which causes the 45% miss chance, and then that just didn't allow him to pick up at least 1 kill inside the Chrono, so a bit disappointing coming out from AL there. Playing a little bit greedy and just not being able to get him kind of cost him, so.
Yeah, it's it's a shame that he had to die for that. I mean, he came all the way, to be fair, but it also showed why you have to have BKB. That's probably what he's just gonna go for. There's just so much disable, and yes, the reverse polarity will still go through, but at least he won't be able to take any damage from the magical spells while he's in that RP, and it will be just a great thing to have, as Nature's Prophets just managed to pick himself up the Luna, still on the bottom lane. It's just overextending slightly too much. Luna did manage to take down AL quite far though. Miracle still hanging around a very low HP. And Dread not going to be able to do anything anymore there.
Yeah, Miracle building up his Orchid right now, which is going to help a lot, especially with silencing those key heroes like Sand King. Solo going to be taken out of the fights. Dread especially just kind of disrupts everything, hence his name. So just being able to eliminate him or another support for Miracle is going to be kind of the key objective for him. So, or even the Brewmaster just being able to do that at the very last minute before he tries to do his primal split. Very, very helpful. So good item on her. Very, very standard. And right now Miguel trying to take Roche.
Yeah, it's not going to go very fast, but he should
No.
be able to do it. Maybe if you can get some help from someone that can blink in so that nobody sees it. Even though there's no ward coverage here for the Radiant side, I don't think they have any idea that this is going on. They only have one ward, which is in the middle lane. For 3D Clan, just to see what's going on, but no. And still, 3D, they smoke up, Solo and Dread, gonna go middle, surprise, again. Because, I mean, they've got some team fights going, yeah, it's great, but they can't really get anything out of the fights they have so far. They're still gold in favor of Absolute Legends. Experience graph, same story, even though with that fight just now, they got it quite, almost back to 0 again. Oh, burst like Solo again, kinetic field. That's already Sinrin going down. Miracle gonna be able to blink himself out of their buyback from Sinrin. Maybe slightly trigger happy on that, but at least the tower still stands and he's able to help that one.
The positioning from Syndren's actually really, really aggressive. I think he has like a different set on what he wants the team to kind of do and then what they're actually doing, because he stands really, really far out here inside of the middle lane. Can I draw here?
Yep,
yeah, there we
yep,
go. So he like stands right there while the rest of his team is right here, like back there, and then he just gets picked off immediately like that, and that's just really, really unfortunate because as a coddle you have to stay back. Like, look at this.
Like this, you mean?
Yeah.
Like getting picked up and you know, going down and stuff?
Yeah, it's just not really working out, and he's trying to get things to work, but it's not.
Sonic Wave! Cito is still alive for now. Unicorn coming in, pops his BKB, newly acquired Mania. Might still die from the split off from StarLadder. But I think StarLadder is going to be sending his Storm Panda on the way, and hopefully for him the Earth Panda is going to die before that happens. Cito is getting stunned up. The BKB is worn out, so maybe he can do something. He blinks himself away. No more mana up on him anyway either for Chronosphere. Rubik still died, so that is something. But yeah, and that buyback for Miguel, actually.
Miracle was able
still
to.
died.
Yeah, Miracle picked him off in the bottom lane, just kind of one-on-one. He wasn't able to escape, and the buyback from Syndren really, really hurt. They lost a lot of gold in that exchange.
Syndren basically dying twice in a row, the same kind of way. As you pointed out, I mean, he was just standing a bit more too aggressive. And the thing about a Keeper of Light is, he is one of those big forces in team fights and stuff, like he is doing right now, because you can stand back very far, because your Illuminate's got a zillion's range. You don't have to be standing that far out, that close in, I should say.
Yeah, and, you know, we just saw it. He just gets picked off constantly. He's going to be able to harass a little bit more here. Still very far, though, from, well, not quite as far, but pretty much from his mechanism right now. He really needs that for the team fight to kind of get bolstered here for his team, and that's going to be tier 1 in middle.
Yeah, let's see if Absolute Legends can get
Faceless.
their second deny. Oh, hello, Chronosphere. Blinding Light knocks Luna out of there. BKB goes on again. They will lose Cito, but hey, that is going to be happy for Luna. In the meantime, Epicenter Burst Strike Solo taking a lot of damage as well. One more hit away from dying. Unicorn is not going to chase that down. Doesn't have mana for it. It's going to leave him to B as Miguel. He TPs himself in. Dread is going to be able to TP himself out, though. Very close goal. BKB popped by Nexus. The only one that died so far is still only the Magnus. I have to say, this was a brilliant fight for 3D Clan. They did use a lot themselves also, but having a Chronosphere pop, wasting Unicorn's time a bit. He did get a kill, but he could have gotten so much more, I think.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more, and just still the communication issues are kind of blatant here. Also with the blinding light coming out, knocking him out of the Chronosphere was pretty brutal. Queen of Pain picking up Dread right there, so that's you know, a nice little pick off. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, AL right now just kind of getting away with a couple of mistakes that 3D is making right now. So they're going to just continue to go back to farming. And actually, yeah, that BKB was coming out for Faceless Void. So that's going to help a lot, especially with the damage that's coming out from the Epicenter and the RP from Magnus.
Yeah, and the Eclipse and the Static Storm,
Yeah.
and the Kinetic Field. There's a lot that he can shut out with that. It is helping out. The Blinding Light didn't really help out, of course. We saw Luna getting knocked out of the Chronosphere, though I might not have done that much. He couldn't really do anything to help out our team, not with that BKB on the Faceless Void. But BKB on the Luna as well. So she has that one to save herself with a couple of times. Perhaps the split is up again on Brewmaster. He picked himself up a Gem of True Sight, so that's going to be giving some more map control to 3D Clan. And it looks like Cedo is constantly the target of Absolute Legends because his reverse polarity is a bit not really all that there. We only saw one, I think, that was actually helping out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a little more vision to come out from 3D right now. I think Solo here in the bottom lane is trying to save up for his Blink Dagger, and he's pretty close to getting it, but right now vision is very, very imperative for this team right now because honestly AL is going to be trying to go on the offensive here, pushing back the final tier 2, which stands inside the middle lane, so they have no control of their jungle anymore. So Luna right now, for instance, just farming where she is right now is pretty dangerous, so just being able to pick up those wards pretty soon for 3D is going to be really important, otherwise they're just going to get ganked.
Yep, Luna is going to go for Manta Style by looks of it, or at least looking to finish up her Yasha. That's going to be the item of her choice, and she desperately needs it, because her farm is, I mean, she's supposed to be the counter carry for the Faceless Void, and that's so far not really all that possible, not with the difficult difference that they have between themselves. By the way, the tier 1 tower of course went down on the side of 3D Clan. Tier 3 tower, Absolute Legends still standing, and that's just one of the differences with the fights that are happening. A lot of the fights are even, but when Absolute Legends win a fight, they make sure they get something in return. The tier 2 tower top has been picked up, tier 2 tower bottom has been picked up. There's only one tier 2 tower left standing for 3D Clan, while 3D Clan themselves still have 5 towers to take down for themselves.
Yeah, it's looking like they're trying to make it happen inside of the middle lane. Tier 1 is immediately going to go down. There goes a pretty decent Illuminate there, and oh, the Chrono!
The glimpse doesn't work because the BKB is on, and Nexus will not be able to get himself out of that one. The good use of the Chrono and the BKB. And the Keeper of the Light actually getting the last hit there. That was the first assist for Unicorn, because he got before that he picked up all the kills for himself. But Synderen wanted to have one as well, to just look a bit more happy. This is his first kill, so, you know, he's proud. He has himself a mechanism and 1300 gold. So that's quite decent. Solo, in the meantime, as you said, he has got his Blink Dagger, so he just picked that up. And that's going to be making a difference. Together with the wards they are getting, they've placed something in the mid lane. And now that the tower is gone, maybe we're going to see them trying to place a bit more aggressive wards, perhaps. I would like to see that.
Yeah, they're going to need to try and either do that or play. I wouldn't play defensive in this situation because, you know, they've lost pretty much everything around their side of the map, so kind of forcing the aggression out of AL is pretty decent, especially when the Faceless Void right now, level 16, is farming up like a fiend still. His net worth, well, it's hard to see his net worth now, 157 creep kills and currently 13k, so it's getting there. So really it's looking like the smoke here inside the top lane from 3D into the top lane is going to be their next target.
Yeah, in the meantime, again going on the Nexus. He gets silenced up. He's going to be forced to use his BKB. Actually, TP's out without using his BKB. Ooh, so close. But knowing that they couldn't stop him from teleporting, I guess that's why he didn't use the BKB. But it was very close. BKBs, by the way, are also going to be built up by Miracle. He just needs his recipe, so he will have that. In the meantime, Miguel is building towards his Sheepstick. The smoke on the top lane is still going to try to see if they can pick something up, and then hopefully for them pick up the tier 1 tower. But it's just again just Mania and Synderen, and with that Illuminate, they should be able to continuously keep this tower up. I think. I mean, just a Keeper of Light makes that kind of difference. Mechanism being used also on the Magnus, that is mech on the mag.
Yeah, I also think Stallioner here he's actually really close to getting his eggs. Very, very close. So that's going to help out a lot with the team fights very soon here. But they're pressuring still. The tier 1 is looking like it's going to go down, and Syndren's just kind of starting to recall here. Gotta get some of his teammates up here.
Yep, Skewer. It's gonna be Syndren going down already. Mechanism being used before he dies, but die he will. Die he shall. Cedo just walking around with that mana leak up on him. It's automatic completely. Cannot burst strike, cannot blink, cannot epicenter.
Are fortified.
And they will actually not be able to take the tower because they're being forced towards the bottom tower where Miguel and Miracle will stay we're still hanging around. And since there were TPs towards the bottom lane, Unicorn thinks, hey, oh!
Ooh.
Well, that's a shame now, isn't it? And that's Bashes, so no TP out for the Luna. She uses her BKB, they still get her, but wow, that Chronosphere.
Yeah, that kind of hurt a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, poor Unicorn.
Yeah. But he still got the kill, so it's not that bad. And they still, and not just a kill, it was a kill on the Luna. The one that they need to be shutting down. So far so good, I would say. Still, the top 3 on net worth are for Absolute Legends. With just 3D Clan being very far behind on that one. 15k gold they are lacking compared to Absolute Legends right now. With the experience also. I mean, there's only 3 kill difference, but it's 12k difference on the experience graph.
Yeah, Unicorn now going for his MKB. He's going to be looking to pick that up finally. And honestly, the cooldown is pretty low on Chronosphere. Though he doesn't have an eggs, it's just, yeah, he's going to be able to kind of spend it as he will. So he's just going to continue to farm up now.
Yeah,
just continue to...
Sorry.
Oh no, what were you gonna say?
Well, it's the Chronosphere. It's a shorter cooldown right now because it's level 3, and he is the only one that has a level 3 ulti. I mean, Magnus only has level 2, so everything else has a longer cooldown. Apart from still also longer cooldown on the Primal Split, even with the Aghanims. Smoke up for 3D Max, 3D Clan. Sorry. Gonna be looking to see the battle for Roshan, which is gonna happen. It should happen.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really huge fight here. This will determine quite a bit on who's going to either lose quite a few towers or who's going to fall behind with Arax even. So there goes the Chrono, going to be able to pick up Nexus again. Oh, there goes a massive RP, going to be able to just work down Miguel. He gets taken out. Miracle, that is.
Yeah, Unicorn still bashing on people though, and bashing Nexus as well, is just trying to run away. Unicorn already used his BKB. Is it going to be stunned up by the Brewmaster Split? Can they get something going here? Whoa, that was one hit. That was the Disruptor going down. Bashes hurt quite a bit. As the Nexus still goes down. Nature's Prophet TPing into the back end, just cleaning house and make sure that everybody who comes by goes down. Only gets 2 though. I say only, but it's still quite long. And therefore they will be able to pick up the Roshan.
That was kind of like a slideshow. I had to like stop there because everything just kind of like started going really slow because this is the office computer.
The office PC cannot take team fights.
I was like, wait, okay. Nexus died. Oh, I'm gonna let Sheever do this. Cause, oh man, not fun casting on slideshows.
Well,
but yes,
those office computers, I don't think they're really built to be playing games on. So
yeah,
quite happy that it lets you cast. To be fair.
At least, yeah. So I'm pretty happy that I was able to start it off there. But they get the Aegis right now.
Yup.
For AL.
Picked up by Unicorn, of course. And I mean, it was a great RP. Getting the RP with still hitting Unicorn. Of course, Nexus, he survived that Chronosphere. Something that, well, you know, that wasn't really in the books for AL. So that was great. But then still the fight could just turn around. Even with all the... Wow. A pause for a phone call? I should do that sometime. But even with like all the team fight abilities that 3D Clan has, I mean they have got Epicenter, Kinetic Field, Static Storm, Reverse Polarity, Eclipse, and a Split, and they used it all, but they still couldn't get it done. They still couldn't get it done because that Chronosphere just I don't know. It wasn't even the Chronosphere. The Chronosphere was basically wasted just with shutting down Nexus for a time. That was it. But it was just too much to deal with.
Each one of the Chronos in this game haven't been like the most epic of sort. Like he's only been pretty much targeting one. He whiffed one, he got blasted, or the enemies got blasted out of the way with blinding light for one. It's just the difference maker that Chrono is trying to be right here. For him, it just hasn't been happening. So Unicorn, Still going to be looking for it. Hopefully the disruption that's going to come from 3D, though, is not going to be too much. Otherwise, he's pretty much not going to be able to follow up with anything, you know? Because the disruptor can just glimpse him once he, like, gets into the chrono. That just makes it completely useless. Or you got, you know, the Magnus RP, just in case he wants to disrupt that. Queen of Pain getting a kill up in the top lane. Wasn't able to see that, unfortunately. And they picked him off just in time with the Orchid, so wasn't able to get the primal off.
Yeah, his rolling just came back off cooldown. Oh yeah, I drew a circle where he was.
It was a check, a little check right there.
Oh,
It's like, yeah.
Check. Killing of Brewmaster. Check.
And now follow up into tier 2 middle, so that's pretty much going to be uncontested.
Yeah, they can't really do anything without the Brewmaster split. That's the one hero that they still have a lot of control with. They can't let this happen solo. What were you doing there? Shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been there. That was just... That could actually be a tier 3 and maybe even more. If Absolute Legends decide to bunker themselves into their enemy base. But like you already said plenty of times, they are a pretty defensive team. So who knows how long it's going to take before they're actually going to walk up the high ground. And they do have to do the split again. The Brewmaster's back.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, it looks like they may in fact go for it right here. Treants are up right now trying to just take it down, and there we go. Glyph is fortified. Are they going to follow through though? Maybe they're just going to let that happen and come back in. Mask of Madness just doing a ton of damage there, but no, they're not going to press their boundaries here. Just kind of going to back off a little bit.
Yeah, everybody up again on the 3D clan, so you know there's still this massive team fight potential from 3D. Should they get it off? Or should they get a 5-man RP and then collapse and splits and kinetic field, static storms? Absolute Legends is still gonna die. So they just Absolute Legends are just making sure that there's not gonna be a chance for 3D clan to do that. And of course, I mean, it is Absolute Legends' game to throw right now. It's theirs to take. It's theirs to throw. They're just so far ahead. Over 20k gold, over, well, around 20k experience, I'd say.
I think probably going for at least a pick off here, putting up wards in areas like this in the bottom lane, just trying to make sure that they can maybe go for a pick off for a 4v5 is going to be great. The Aegis is still up right now for Unicorn, so hopefully they're going to be able to utilize that. That's going to be disappearing in 3 minutes, and maybe they're going to be wanting to go for the bottom.
Yeah, I think 3D Clan is expecting them to go for the bottom because they massive TP back towards their base. And Unicorn is gonna lead the charge because, as you mentioned, he still has got that Aegis, so he's not too worried about it. Gonna get a burrow strike. Whoa! He is gonna get bursted down. He's taking. Oh, he's still alive though. Mechanism helping out. That's still no Aegis gone, and that's 3 damage to the tower. Half HP for it.
Yeah, that's
a lot of damage though.
That's seeing the 30% extra damage from Mask of Madness that he had activated. Just. It was so much. So he almost died there for almost nothing, but he was able to escape nearly. So he's just going to go back to farm once again. So just playing it safe, playing it somewhat passive until they get a pick off. Going to be looking for that to happen, but still, like I said, 2 minutes left until that Aegis expires.
And then I'm not quite sure if they're actually going to try that again. With the Aegis that they have, considering the position of all of Absolute Legends right now, they are just farming. Even Miguel is has got 5,400 gold. So I'm quite curious to see what item he wants to be building. I'm actually hoping he's going to be going for that semi-carry build and hopefully pick himself something up like an MKB as well, as he is of course a ranged hero that can very well hit from the low ground, as we saw him do in the mid lane also. He won't be able to get misses then from the low ground. That would be nice. But yeah, Crystallis, Deadless is, you know, those kind of things. Make it happen.
Those would be great. It'd be really good. At the very least, he has enough for buyback. He is the highest level in the game with Faceless now. It's just the heroes that matter right now for AL are just the max in the game, and by a discrepancy of at least 3 levels. The next closest is Nexus, so we just see a massive, massive discrepancy between the XP of both of these teams. So just going to be hoping to see if 3D is going to be able to make something happen here. They're kind of starting to edge their way out of the base, but the ward right there is going to be able to spot it in the bottom lane, so we're going to have to be careful. Yeah.
Jakiro.
Wingling Dragon.
Yeah, 3D, they're not really finding that much freedom to farm. Of course, they have to be very careful. I find it pretty ballsy the way Nexus is farming right now, and he's going to find a Nature Prophet TPing in on him as well. can be turning him into a piglet if he wants to. He does have that. He pops his invisibility actually. BKB TP out of Luna playing it safe. Wise choice, girl.
Yep, they're just trying to find something to happen, but it's just not going to be allowed because this farm on Miguel is just way too much. He can almost one-on-one everybody on the team right now, except for Luna. I'd have to say it would be pretty tough for him to do that, just with that Gwynsu. With 6.3k on him, it's just, you know, it's going to be too much. Miracle here getting kind of tagged down a little bit, having to use the first charge of his BKB.
Yep, and
It's
having the regen rune helping out, so he was a bit low. He gets called towards the bottom lane, Sinner, and calling everybody to help out, push the tier 3 once again. Are there going to be more TPs? How far are they going to come? There's still a no, there's no Aegis anymore. That one's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower.
There's almost a butterfly up on Unicorn though. That's nice. And at this time, no Mask of Madness popped. Well, that was an awkward glimpse for Sinrin, but oh well. Still used. Question is, how ballsy do they want to play it? Do they actually want to jump in with the creep wave, or are they gonna just wait until they indeed can pick someone off and then fight afterwards, which is what you said?
It's looking like they're going to wait for Miguel to push in the top lane right now. Almost all the lanes are pushed in. He's just going to wait for this, and another pause coming out. But, you know, that's just the problem with having Furion in the late game right now. We're about 40 minutes deep. And Miguel here with this amount of farm, 7k on him, he's going to be able to just be anywhere he wants constantly. And he's going to be able to just push in the lanes whenever there's like a team fight. He can just be there immediately after, you know, the creeps just go onto the tier 3 on the top. So, you know, they're pressuring in the bottom, but really what it's going to come down to is just him forcing in that lane up top and then just TPing to help out the rest of his team and then just disable him with the Gwynsu. So it's a pretty painful fight for 3D right now because they're still losing out on so much XP and gold, and it's kind of just spiraling downhill. The only thing they could hope for is pretty much for a smoke gank, for a pick-off onto heroes like Unicorn here inside of the jungle on the small creep camp. Or, you know, if they were even able to catch a single hero off, but, you know, they're sticking together so much as 5 for the most part. Mostly as 4 because Virion's just farming and pushing in. That is just going to be like almost impossible to do.
Yeah, and even if they do get those pickoffs, then they need more than just one. They need quite a bit. And then also they could hope for that very, very, you know, amazing, brilliant, big team fight if they get that 5-man RP. But Absolute Legends, they know what 3D Clan has to do to still be in this game, and they're not gonna let it happen. In the meantime, the Nature's Prophet's got 7k gold, 7.3 actually.
Someone put gum on my desk. What is?
Is it still in the package, or did someone just put...
no, pre-chewed.
Ew.
This is...
like high school.
Come on. Come on. Dang it, I was wondering what that's... Well, I was trying to take a drink of water, and then, okay, fun, great. Either way, yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. But yeah, we're just going to wait for this game to slowly roll on through as we see AL just kind of backing up and continuing the farm. Because there's no Aegis anymore, so why press the advantage when you can wait another 2 minutes for that Aegis inside of the Roshan pit.
Yep. And Miguel finally making a choice for item. He picked up the BKB. I guess it's the safe thing to do, but I'm kind of disappointed in a way, slightly.
Oh yeah, you were hoping for like a Desolator for an MKB.
Yeah, really, like the semi-carry, aggressive. But no, it's just survivability.
It's just, yeah, he just wants to stay alive, pretty much, you know.
Yeah. Can't blame him, to be fair.
I know we as casters always are like, oh my god, we want to see crazy things. I want to see crazy things right now. Build a freaking Atos. No. It's just oh, he's gonna turn.
Oh, Nexus, he is a piglet, but he is gonna be able to TP himself out. They're actually gonna try to go for this Dread. Starting off, there's a glimpse, BKB being popped by Miguel to stop the glimpse from happening. That was his first charge gone, and there's even a sentry ward placed, just in case. He actually shadow bladed that, but nope. No can do. BKB charge.
Nice little reaction from Miguel, being able to get out of that one. So, nope, just going to be able to run away for instances like that, and I guess that's why he got the BKB, for little glimpses that may or may not happen. So, that's going to be thwarted, unfortunately, as we see, oh, if I come inside of middle.
Yeah, RP hits on two, Miracle and Miguel, and this time the BKB on Miracle already on cooldown, or on Miguel, he goes down. Miracle though, he pops his BKB, able to blink himself out. Is it gonna be enough though? He's gonna be able to blink again. And that is gonna be blinks afterwards. Do they have enough to shut him down? That's not the one that you want to have in front. You want to have that burrow strike. The buyback was also there from Miguel, who's instantly pushing back on the bottom lane to try to force 3D Clan back from doing anything else but defending. And the TPs come out and they're gonna all TP there. Maybe slightly exaggerating, but that is also gonna secure the Roshan for Absolute Legends. So in a way, it wasn't even that bad for them.
And they even get the cheese, so now this is going to be like a big old death push coming out right here from Absolute Legends. Hopefully we're going to be able to see them commit to a barracks, which is going to not necessarily end the game because we're pretty late. It's about 42 minutes almost. But still, it'll put a massive damper in the plans of 3D if they're going to want to try and exit their base.
Yeah, they're already having a tough time with it as it is, or at least if there's more than... Well, they're kind of only exiting their base with just 5. It's the only thing they can do, to be fair. Unless Solo is going to be a bit ballsy there, but then again, he's called Solo, so I guess he wants to do his name justice.
Yep, and here comes the push out of bottom, just waiting for Miguel here to push back in the top lane, possibly inside of middle as well, but Miracle's going to be just doing that. He has the cheese. This is going to be painful.
Yeah, oh, the courier might be getting sniped here. They saw him moving there, and that is a snipe of the courier. I think it was before it bought anything, though. Didn't really have time to click it. I forgot to click it, actually.
I wasn't able to see it the last minute there, so...
the ward scouted out that the courier was going there, so they could see that, and then instantly Miguel, not wasting any time, just TPing in there.
Oh man, that would have been Luna's... Oh yeah, she was probably going to be going for a butterfly there. That may have cancelled it, so... Unfortunate there, we see Unicorn getting hit there, but it's a slideshow, so it's all you!
It's slideshow, well, it's already over. At least Unicorn just came in, bashed down the tier 3. And now on the top lane also, there's just split push. Miguel and Miracle just pushing top. And Unicorn, oh, he's gonna get RP'd. 3-man RP, there's a kinetic field telekinesis and an epicenter. 3 people on the sideline, but the Aegis is still up. Welcome back, Unicorn. Pops his BKB and the Chronosphere. He's gonna go on to Nexus first, who still pops his Eclipse. And it actually forces Unicorn away. In the meantime, on the top lane though, Miracle and Miguel just making it happen. Gonna be picking off the tier 3 and maybe also some barracks, as we see Unicorn still getting picked off. But I would say, at what cost? Because the melee barracks still go down. BKB galore right now. Sonic Wave over, Ghost Sceptered. Magnus, who goes out very fast with that one. Miracle and Miguel on the way out once more, blinks away. Shadow bladed out, but still, I think your Absolute Legends probably not the result that they wanted to have, but not that bad in the end. And actually, no, they're not bad at all. Miguel just coming into the bottom lane and picking off another melee Rax there, so that is 2 lanes of melee Rax down.
That was pretty much... Yeah, that was pretty much the fight that they had been hoping for 3D, like a beautiful RP to go in there. But oh, Stallion are getting turned to a piggy. Yep,
Miguel is gonna be not be able to TP out just yet. It's gonna be skewered, but now he's gonna be able to TP, and Miracle can still blink himself out of that place, so we'll be fine. But yeah, it was a 3-man RP. I mean, it was everybody that was on the bottom lane. Actually, it was 2-man RP. One was not in there. Miracle wasn't, or someone wasn't. Oh, hello, Dagon. Hello, Dagon.
Oh. Wow, yeah, he just went all out with that.
Yeah, 3D Clan. I mean, they got it. They got everything on the bottom lane, but then top lane, and then with the split push, they just couldn't deal with that. And then again, they forced the split pushes out, and then they came back bottom to finish the job that the other team started there. So.
Yeah, it's just all you could hope for being 3D, and then just have it blow up in your face. Yep. Even though you get the 3 kills, it's like, oh, geez, we lost 2 melee racks, top and bottom. So now it's just like. It's a circus right now as they head into the middle lane. This is looking like they're going to try and finish it off with poor Nexus.
They find Nexus already, and he can't beat him, he can't do anything. Burst Strike still hits on 2. It actually got stolen though, and hits on Sand King. And Solo, he will go down. That's 2 on the sidelines, and this is, oh, 2-man Chronosphere, Stellianer, Dread. Dread is gonna drop there, both are, and that should be GG. Gem on the floor, no buybacks. And the GG well plays goes out. 3D Clan not victorious in this matchup. Absolute Legends are gonna be taking the game, and 3D Clan their first game with a new lineup. Unfortunately for them, not able to make it through. By the way, for all the people wondering, Fnatic versus Empire will not start without us, so don't worry about that.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Because we're gonna have that game straight after this one. It should be also a good matchup. I did like this matchup though. I mean, it looked at the end, of course, Absolute Legends very much in favor of the game.
Radiant's middle tower.
But still, 3D, they had a good strategy, it just didn't work out. Wasn't better than Absolute Legends apparently. But potential was there for sure.
Yeah, it was back and forth for a couple of parts, but for the most part, on paper, it was AL victorious in this one, fairly one-sided in that regard. So playing defensively in this one pretty much prevailed in the long run, just the Faceless Void being able to get all those kills there. And despite a pretty difficult beginning from Synderin, they were still able to help out a lot. He was able to do a lot more inside of the mid game once he had his mechanism in the Force Staff to just be able to be mobile and get around. So good on them, good on AL, and yeah, actually looking forward to this next round here for StarLadder.
Yep, and we're gonna jump ourselves right in there because otherwise we might miss the game, and that's something that we don't want to see. So be right back with another game. Fnatic taking on Empire. Stick around.